So, y'all have been waiting for this video for a long time now, and I was thinking, you know what better way to do this than have this video out by Christmas. So this is my Christmas present to y'all. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the Brave season and my thoughts of them winning the World Series and how I felt. So here we go. So, first off, obviously, we know how the first half of the season was like really not that great and wasn't what we were expecting. Throughout the first half of the season, they were losing games they weren't really supposed to lose, and they lost games that they just completely choked away. And I can name a few right now. So let's get on here. Good. And we will start going through the first half of the season, just going through some games, and I streamed a couple of games that were a little frustrating, but here we go. We'll go here. And then there's that. And then 2021. So we started off the season 0-4, which is something we weren't expecting against teams that honestly we were much better than. Lost the first game of the season in extra innings 3-2. Lost the second game 4-0, and then the third one 2-1, which was all against Philadelphia. And then the fourth one was against Washington 6-5. Now we didn't have our first home game until April 9th, which was against the Phillies, and we won 8-1. That Sunday night baseball game against the Phillies when it was 7-6, in that game there was a home run that they called back, and in my opinion it was a home run, so it's not a great call. And we ended up losing that game. We lost a lot of games to there's a couple games. We lost a good amount of games to the Marlins too, which really, that's when I got worried. I was like, all right, what in the world is going on? And there's a point we started cruising our way, and we had some winning streaks, like not bad, and then boom, right there. It was an inconsistent Braves team. Now, and I did go to a Braves game, actually, my first ever Braves game. It was against the Red Sox. Sadly, we lost. It was 10-8, I believe, and it was a crazy game. I mean, the Braves were down for a little bit, came back with a home run by Dansby Swanson. Freeman got a home run, which was pretty cool, especially since he's my favorite player on the team. Please resign him, please. But it was a lot of fun. Definitely going to go back to a Braves game for sure, because that was one of the best experiences I've ever had going to a sporting event. I'm definitely going to go back to a game, without a doubt. For sure, I'm going to go to a game. Go back for a game. Hopefully they win this time, because we did lose. So hopefully I can go to a game where we actually win. Anyways, and then 4th of July, that was a crazy game. We were down for a big, and then came back to win 8-7 in extra innings. And then there's that one Philadelphia, and then wait, hold on. That's later in the year. But then y'all know, in the first half of the season, Acuna got hurt, and that was one of the most rough, heartbreaking days of my life. Being a Braves fan, that hurt to watch. And in that moment, I was like, all right, that's our season. We probably won't even make the playoffs. That's what I thought that moment. We aren't making the playoffs. End of the first half of the season at 44-45. I mean, the first half of the season we got the All-Star game taken away from us, and a couple other players got injured too during the first half of the season. I'm not gonna name them all, because I'm probably gonna forget so much. I mean, it was hurtful, and it was either season-ending injuries or just long, like just out for weeks or maybe even months of injury. I mean, and then it was just rough. Going to the second half of the year, the team started to get really hot going into August. And one of my favorite games, might be my favorite regular season game, is Which one was it? I'm pretty sure we went to extra innings for this too. Was it the first half of the season or second half? It may have been the first half. Hold on, y'all. There it is. Saturday, May 8th. I forgot to mention this. We played at home against the Phillies. We came back to get in the extra innings first off. In the bottom of the 12th, we were down 7-4. And I remember, like, all right, we had our chance and we just completely screwed it up. We came back to winning that in 8-7. I was going wild. And don't forget, y'all, the Phillies, they're my least favorite MLB team, probably. I can't stand the Phillies. There's some teams in the MLB I can't stand. Marlins, Phillies, Yankees, Cardinals, Dodgers, Astros, and that's probably about it. Oh, yeah, and don't forget about the Mets, too. I don't like them either. So, yeah. But that was awesome. But yeah, going to the second half, this team started to get really hot going August. And what really helped us out was in the middle of August, we had this 9-game winning streak. And they were all on the road too, which made it even better. So that was huge for us. And then we ended up winning on September 30th, it was, I believe. That was when the Braves clinched the NL East and clinched and also if you win your division, you also clinch a playoff spot. Duh, you know that. I'm pretty sure it was September 30th, right? Right? Yeah, September 30th, which means we clinched our 4th straight NL East title. Felt good. And then our last regular season game was on October 3rd. And it was at home against the Mets. Braves won 5-0. Going into the playoffs, I was like, you know what? We won the NL East. I'm proud of this team. You know what? And then we go into, and I was like, I don't think we'll beat the Brewers, but I'm very proud of what this team has done. What do? We lose for game 1, which at that moment I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen. We won game 2, and I was like, okay, not bad. Maybe win one home game. We'll see how it goes. We won game 3. I was like, all right. Then there's a point, the Braves, and then we go to game 4. A chance to win the division, or not win. We'll win the division series at home, which would be great. Moving on to the next the NLCS to play the Dodgers. And we were tied 4-4 in the bottom of the 8th. I was like, oh, please, come on, y'all. Freddie Freeman goes up, boom, home run. I was like, we got this. We win the division series. I was like, you know what? And during the regular season, I remember going, Acuna's not even playing for the rest of the year. I don't care. At this point, I'm glad we're not making the playoffs. But now we made it. And it was at the moment. Now that we made it, I was like, you know what? We've gone so far. Let's do this for Acuna. Let's do this for the city of Atlanta. And let's do it for this fan base that's gone through so much. Braves win game 1 and game 2 against the Dodgers in a crazy walk-off fashion. Oh, man, those games were nuts. We go to game 3, and we choked. All right, we did. And that was not a great game at all. But we won game 4. We were up 3-1. And at that moment, I was like, oh, crap. Remember the last time we were up 3-1 against the Dodgers? And then LCS, it was last year. Remember what happened? Yeah. So I remember us losing game 5. And I was like, and it was 11-2 we lost. Like, we got crushed that game. I was like, oh no, here we go again. But then we won Game 6, and I was like, and then we obviously won Game 6 4-2. And that was my first time, obviously, ever seeing this team win the NLCS, which it felt good. It was amazing. And I was like, wow, this team really just made the World Series. So we go to the World Series. The Braves win Game 1, 6-2. Crushed it. Lose Game 2, 7-2. Then they win the next two games, Game 3 and Game 4, pretty easily. Well, Game 4 was a little tough. And then we were up 3-1 again going into Game 5. And I was like, oh no, not again. 3-1. I don't trust this when it's the Braves. So at first we go up with a grand slam. We're up 4-0. And then see, we're up 4-0, and I'm like, you know what? And I remember when that thing was gone. At that moment, I was like, it's over. That's it. We might actually do it at home. And in that moment, I felt really confident for some reason. I think I just got way too hyped up at the time. And I remember I was just extremely hyped. I was so hyped up at that moment. I don't think you understand. It was one of the... Oh, man. I lost my voice after Game 5, first off. Well, I remember the Astros starting to creepily close up. And it was like 4... Let me see. I'm trying to check. Just to be sure I'm right. Yeah. They started coming back. But then we hit a home run, and it's now 5-4. I'm like, all right. After that, just didn't go well. We lose 9-5. Game 6, nervous. Just nervous. Oh man, I don't think I understand how nervous I was. I was so nervous, y'all. Like, I don't think you understand how nervous I was for that. Oh man. Well, I recall. What the heck? Okay. Anyways, going to that game, I was just praying. I was like, please. This might be the only time and the only chance I ever see this team win it. Like, this is it right here. So, for a while, it got scoreless. And then I remember Soler going up to bat in the top of the third. And it went to a 3-2 count. And the fans were getting hyped up. And I was like, no, come on. Come on, dude. We were having a good top of the third, too. 2 men on base. Soler hits this bomb out of the ballpark, and I was like, I was running all over my house, going wild. And the stare he gave right after he hit that ball, he knew gone. Oh man. It was incredible. It was badass. Oh my goodness. It was awesome. I enjoyed. That was by far might be my favorite home run in my life of being a Braves fan. I've been a Braves fan since 2011. All right. Now half of my family are all Braves fans, but I didn't start really watching them until like 2010, 2011. That might be my favorite. It was absolutely incredible. And then I recall us having a home run from Swanson, and I'm pretty sure that was it. I don't remember if there's another home run. I might be wrong by that. I'm going to check. I'm checking to see if there was any other home runs. or at least I don't think there was. I might be wrong by that. You can always correct me on that. There was just so many insane moments going on that night. Well, I remember us having the big lead still, and I still don't trust him much. But oh yeah, Freddie Freeman also had a home run night that night. I forgot about that one. That was also pretty special. Knowing, could that be his final time ever in a Braves uniform? I really hope it's not. But I'm still emotional by this. But it was the bottom of the ninth, and I remember us just 3 outs away, and I was thinking of all those times, all the really rough moments we had as Braves fans, as Brave Nation, just as a fan base, and of course as the city, but as a fan base. I mean, the amount of stuff we went through in the years beforehand, and then going into 2018, we finally made the playoffs, won a division. But then the next year, we just got crushed by the Cardinals. It was 13-1, I believe. Had a chance of winning that series in the NLDS. The next year, you know, we made the NLCS. We're 1 win away from making it to the World Series. We just blew it. Coming in the next year, Soroka, Acuna, so many other players injured for long periods of time, or of course, especially Acuna out for the rest of the season because of him. It was due to an ACL injury, but losing so many players that was big for us and we cared about and loved. I mean, you don't want to see any injuries, but still, you know what I'm trying to say. The All-Star game getting taken away from us. I mean, it was so much, and I remember and I just remember thinking about all that. When that final out was there, I remember when they threw the final out over to Freeman at first. I mean, you saw my reaction. I jumped, I screamed, I was tears of joy. It was, and the camera cut off at the time, but I was bawling my eyes out. I was just, crowing crazy, running all over my house, screaming. It was one of the best moments and feelings of my life. And at that moment, it was a really good feeling. And at the time, it also really just did not feel real. It didn't feel real. For the first time ever since 1995. I mean, just a lot of things us Braves fans went through. And I'm glad we finally got to do it. Well, so far, out of all my teams, I've seen UNC win a championship in men's basketball, and now I've seen the Braves win it all. And it felt really good. I was very happy, and I'm still in shock. I'm still hyped up about it. It still doesn't feel real. And that night, that was amazing. I didn't go to sleep at all that night. I had friends and so many people just spamming me and just congratulating me, and they were happy for me. Braves fans, they were just, and I didn't go to school the next day. I mean, because I would have not, because, the Braves won. It was just amazing, and I'm still happy by it. Very proud of this team after everything they went through, and not many teams can do that. And what the Braves did, I'm very proud of. And I'm very grateful for this World Series. And if we won another one, nothing would compare to this one. Nothing would compare to this one, ever. So yeah, I'm just extremely, and I'm happy for the guys. I'm happy for Acuna, and we did it for Acuna. I remember we won the playoffs and going in that World Series, especially. It's like, I was like, you know what? Let's do this for Acuna, and we did it for him. This was for Acuna. He was very happy seeing Freddie happy, everyone happy. It was just amazing to see, and I will never take that World Series championship for granted. Ever. Ever. That was just absolutely one of the best nights of my life. Anyways, y'all, thank you for watching. I know y'all been waiting a while for this, and I'm very sorry for this, but you finally got it on Christmas Day, so that's my Christmas present to y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace out. Go Braves.